UFC Fight Night Perez versus Taira takes place this Saturday, once again at the UFC Apex, which is really damn disappointing. But don't worry, guys. We've got you covered on this full card breakdown, picks, predictions, bets, all that. Stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the 10-7 MMA. I'm your boy, DS. That stands for Dick Slurpin. That right there is Dino Bam Bam. What's up, Dino Bam Bam?
Also known as Dino Boom Boom or Bam Boom, right? What was it?
Bam Boom. Yeah,
Bam Boom.
exactly.
I got called that. That was cool, you know?
That's fine.
Good,
that's
good.
There you go. You're looking pretty strong. What's not looking so strong is this card. We're here to break down UFC Fight Night Perez versus Taira, random ass card. I feel like it probably has something to do now with the Japanese prospect that they just signed. What's his name?
Kaya Sakura.
Kaya Sakura. That's a badass name. I'm not gonna lie though.
It's a great name. That's like some. I don't even watch anime, but that sounds like some anime shit.
If I was a Japanese fella, Kaya Sakura, I would love to be named that. Honestly.
Hey, you and Energy, you're the. You guys are the manga.
That's right.
/ anime fans of this channel. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. I don't know much about the culture. I don't know much about the art, but shit, you know.
Bet. Speaking of culture, we still haven't done the Skullet Gang. But you know, it is what it is. All right. Anyway, we've got a very unimpressive card for you. But before we get into it, Dino Bam Bam, let them know.
Okay, I got y'all. Guys, if you are enjoying the content, which there's no way you're enjoying it yet, right? So stay tuned for a little bit and then enjoy it, or hopefully you are enjoying it. But if you've enjoyed our previous content, do us a favor. Click that little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly,
touch us down there. Rub us a little bit. We'll rub you back.
That's what we do. Dino, can you let them know what the bell sounds like?
The bell's like, I'm a fucking bell, dude.
That's what the swole ass bell sounds like, guys. Ring that bell. You can also, like the thing at the bottom says, no, it doesn't. Now it does. Follow us on IG and TikTok.
Keeping us on our toes.
Keeping you on your toes, baby. That's what we're about here. Follow us on IG and TikTok at the 10-7 MMA. Hey, Dino, TikTok not doing so healthy. You know, it's kind of not doing its thing. But IG starting to pop off a little bit. We got some reels going on there.
Popping off a little bit.
Nice clicks. That's all I'm saying.
Yep, a couple 2-3 views on them bitches.
Hey.
All right, man. Let's
do that stuff.
Let's jump right into it. Speaking of toes, two guys that are coming in 10 toes down, as far as I know. I hope so, right? First fight of the night: Shailan Nurbekit versus Mel Costa. Dino Bam Bam, what do you think about this one?
All right, let's get it, baby. Let's start with, by the way, my notes, Dino, really quickly. Just a side note here. Absolutely screwed up because I was doing the speaking thing again when I was doing my notes. Terrible. Norton Becca is what it says here. But Cheyenne Norton Becca, supposedly. Anyway, Cheyenne Norton Becca, man, he's a good wrestler. High pace, strong body, the ability to push forward and control the pace. He dictates where the fight goes a lot of the times, man. He generally grinds out his opponents, and that's really his best strategy in winning a fight. You'll look at his record on Tapology. You'll see 19 wins by knockout. That's really because he's been fighting some cans, right? We know what it is, man. Guys from that region of the world, they come in at 30 years old and they have 50 fights. You got to assume that's what it is, and it's pretty much what it is. The guy's 39 years old, Dino. 39 years old and like 50 fights.
Well, he's not 30 now. He's 30.
I'm sorry. He's 30. He's 39 and 11. He's 30 years old at 39 and 11.
Yeah.
Okay? My bad. Screwed up completely. But 39 and 11 at 30 years old is absolutely fucking bananas. A resume full of trash cans. He's taking on Melky Costa. Melky Costa, if you guys don't know, he is the dude that is spotted up all over his body.
He's a brother. I got the same thing he got, but he's darker than me, so it's a lot. I got vitiligo too.
There we go. Shout out Vitiligo gang, I guess, you know. But he's 1-2 in the UFC, man. His win was over Austin Lingo. His 2 losses coming to better competition in Thiago Moises and Steve Garcia. Melky's a super aggressive striker, Dino. He likes to come forward. He likes to get into a dogfight. That's his best strategy in winning a fight. He's just kind of drawn the short end of the, he's drawn like the short straw in the UFC so far. Some tough competition. Really sucks for him. He's a striker. He's faced some grapplers. He's kind of getting a grappler again here in Shailen Nurdenbecka. So at the end of the day, striker versus grappler, I see the odds favoring Melky Costa, and I hope he wins. I just don't get it, though. I think Shailen Nurdenbecka wins this fight via decision and wrestle fudge.
Yeah, I get it. I appreciate it. I just don't see it that way personally. I think Mel Costa is real tough, man. I think, Nunebeka does have the wrestling advantage, but I just don't really think he's going to be able to do much with it. And I just respect the striking of Mel Costa a lot more. So I'm going to go by decision as well, but I think Mel Costa lands more shots, lands bigger shots, and gets it done.
Hey, brother, I hope so because
But I think it's going to be close, though. I do think it's going to be close, and I don't know. The odds are kind of funky, but I do believe that he's going to win this one.
Let's get it. I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong. So,
all righty. All right. Next fight of the night, we've got Julia Palastri. She is taking on Josephine Knudsen. Man, not what is there to say? It's not a great card. This is our first women's fight. It's not a great fight. To me, Knudsen is going to be the better striker for sure. She might mix in some takedowns. I just, I think she's going to try to mostly keep it on the feet here. Julia Palastri hasn't really shown me a ton, to be honest with you. I mean, she's got some okay striking as well. She's maybe a little bit rangier. She's had some finishes, I'm sorry. But yeah, nothing that really stands out to me, man. The odds, I think, are what they are for a reason. I'm going to go with Josephine Knudsen. I just, she's very early in her career. She doesn't have a lot of fights under her belt. She's the better kickboxer. She comes from a kickboxing background. I expect the fight to take place on the feet for the most part. And I got to go with the more skilled fighter in this one. I'm going with Josephine Knudsen. I'm going to go by decision.
Yeah, I don't hate it, Dino. I'm going Josephine Knudsen by decision as well. I mean, look, she is a Muay Thai kickboxer. She has good volume, good kicks. Her grappling's okay as well, too, man. She's pretty big for the division. She does great work up against the cage. And she stays heavy on top when she's able to get a takedown, right? Palastri, her UFC debut. We know what it's like. Like these new women making their way into the UFC, you really never know what you're going to get. Sometimes these girls look amazing on the, I was going to say the indies, like we're talking about WWE. On the regional scene, they look great, and then they come in and they're fraud checked all the time. I'm worried for Josephine Knudsen just due to the fact that lately it seems like all the underdog women are winning these fights. But on tape, Knudsen just looks so much better to me than Palastri. I think she looks better everywhere in the striking and the grappling, Dino. A little different than what you were saying. I think the grappling would be her best route to victory here. I think she just holds it up against the cage like that old, boring Kamaru Usman style. Vintage Usman, the Marty Snoozman, all that kind of stuff. I think she gets a decision win like that, man. She's better everywhere. But again, with low-level women's MMA, who knows? But Josephine Knudsen by decision is the pick.
Yep. I fucked with it. Moving on. Next fight of the night, we've got Jeka Seragi. He is taking on Weston Wilson in what is maybe the worst, lowest level fight of the entire year.
Damn, that's how you feel?
Personally, yes. What do you think?
All right. So let's start with Jeka Seragi, man. I think he's got some really damn good power, Dino. I'll start with the positives, right? He's got some real power. That's pretty rare for the division at 145. He is dynamic on the feet. He's scary for a lot of guys in the stand-up. On the ground, he has literally zero to offer anyone at all. We saw that last time out when friend of the channel, Anshul Jubilee, dominated him on the ground. Anshul Jubilee was able to dominate him, man. What does that say, right? We've seen that Jubilee has kind of showed us where he's at in this in the UFC and in the division as well.
Bro is ass.
Right, and he had no answer for him. Then you got Weston Wilson. And poor Weston Wilson, a lot of people think, for like a lot of people's money, he's the worst fighter in the UFC when it comes to men. I don't necessarily see it that way. I think, he's obviously not upper echelon. He is a lower tier UFC fighter, but it is what it is. On the ground, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a jiu-jitsu specialist, but he's been knocked out twice in a row right now. Both of his UFC losses by knockout. He's the jiu-jitsu coach of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and that should kind of let you know everything you got to know, right? Like, obviously, Wonderboy, not terrible on the ground, but Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, such a outlier, dominant striker in an era of MMA that doesn't allow you to just be a dominant one thing kind of fighter. But yeah, this is the guy that's teaching Wonderboy jiu-jitsu, so make of that what you want. The only way he wins this fight, Dino, is if he takes it to the ground immediately. I just don't know that he does that. I'm picking Jeka Seragi by knockout, probably around the end of the first round.
Yeah. Again, I really do think this is, man, these guys are bad. They're bad. Weston Wilson is not good. He's got that karate style, if you want to call it that. Doesn't translate well like it does for an early career Conor McGregor or obviously a Wonder Boy who you just mentioned. You know, yes, he's better on the ground, but holy fuck, man, he's bad. He doesn't have power. He's not like physically strong. Jekasatagi, you know, not good at all. Minus 340 is fucking insane. If you're betting this, you're out of your goddamn mind. If you're gonna bet anything, you bet first round knockout for a Jekasatagi, and that's it. I'm probably not touching this from a betting perspective, but excuse me, I got a little bit of heartburn, son. Yeah, Jekasatagi, I do expect him to get a knockout, probably in the first round. Weston Wilson's chin, we've seen it tested. He's not good. He's hittable. You know, with that karate style, like you have to have a certain level of skill, I think, for it to really translate into MMA properly. And I just don't think he's that at all. Jekasatagi, Weston Wilson, neither of these guys are long for the UFC, but I'm going to take Jekasatagi by knockout in this one.
I get it, and I don't hate it, man.
I mean, what the fuck is there to say? You know? All right. Next fight. We have got two women again. We've got Carli. Is it Judice?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what you think,
I've
right?
I've heard Judice. I've heard Judice.
Yeah.
Call it what you want, you know? Hey, this is our show, Dino.
As long as you call it. She's taking on Gabby Fernandes. Man, you know, again, another one that I don't really understand. Like, Carli got a loss on the Contender Series, split decision loss, and for some reason she is in the UFC now fighting. Fucking make of that what you will. Yeah,
Dana loves blondes.
He does.
Yeah,
he does. And if you're like not like a Neanderthal looking chick, you got a good chance. So, anyway, you know, from a betting perspective, just going there real quick. This is an insane fight to like bet on. I fucking absolutely hate it. Realistically, we don't have a ton of tape on these girls. Carli Judice is what, 3-1. Fucking didn't look great on the Contender Series. Yeah. Listen, I guess I'm gonna go with her more than anything, just because I do expect her to be able to get Gabby Fernandes down. Gabby Fernandes is like has absolutely no takedown defense. And even somebody as inexperienced as Carli Judice, I expect her to be able to do something on the ground. Sounds fucking insane because you think grappling, you're not thinking the more inexperienced fighter, realistically. But, man, Gabby Fernandes is not good. We've seen her get wrestle fudged by Jasmine Jesuda Vicious. We saw her take on Teresa Bleda and lose. And Teresa Bleda, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think particularly highly of her, to be honest with you, either. But, yeah, this is a wild fight. I don't understand it. I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm certainly probably not betting it, though. Certainly probably makes no sense, but I'm not betting it.
Look, I'm with you in terms of certainly, definitely, probably not betting it. I'm not for it at all. I don't like the odds here, Dino. I'll tell you that. I do prefer Gabriella Fernandes in this fight. I do think she's going to win, but the odds don't make sense to me. I don't know how you can look at that girl and watch her film and just be like, yep, 2.5 to 1 favorite. As far as the fight breakdown, Carli, she's a striker. She has some pretty good volume. She does a good job with her combos, mixing up levels and stuff. An interesting striker, I'll put it that way. Like I said, good pace, but she has really bad takedown defense, Dino. She seems to do a good job at getting up, but really bad takedown defense. And yeah, I don't get how she's in the UFC after losing on Dancing with the Stars, but she's here. Then you have Gabriella Fernandes, definitely the more refined of the two, I would say. Definitely the more technical grappler in jiu-jitsu, at least. Decent striking.
Do you think Judice has the worst takedown defense?
I mean, they're both bad. They're both miserable takedown defense.
Yeah.
I just think on the ground that Fernandes is definitely the better jiu-jitsu player between the two. Look,
I mean, but who do you think is a better striker? Because I think Fernandes is the better striker.
Man, I think it's the other way around. I think Carli's
the better crazy.
Striker.
I don't think that's ever happened. We see this fight literally completely opposite. Like I think this chick is the better striker and opposite grappler.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts, huh? We've never done that. But anyways, look, the thing with Fernandes, the reason I think she's going to win this fight is usually the thing that is like her detriment, right? It's the fact that she does nothing like too technical. She just tries to like brute strength through shit. And it's like, I don't know if that's going to work for you as far as like being in the UFC for a prolonged period. I'm just gonna take her here, but I don't like minus 230 at all. I think this is definitely like, if anything, she should be like a minus 120. Or it should be damn near a pick 'em. Not betting it, not touching it. Gabby Fernandes, the official pick by decision. I don't want to ever talk about this fight again. I don't even want to watch it on Saturday.
Moving on, next fight of the night, we've got Garrett Armfield. He's taking on Brady Hiestand. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, it was good. I was just looking for my notes.
That's your bet sheet, by the way.
Yeah, Brady Bam Bam.
Yeah,
that's my boy. But look, Garrett Armfield. Let's start there. I feel like he's a very well-rounded fighter. Really solid striking, really solid on the ground. It says good graveling, but I definitely meant grappling there. Good combos, good footwork, good speed. He tends to lead the dance when he's on the feet, and I like that a lot for Garrett Armfield. He does also have a win versus Brad Katona, so that should really let you know. We just saw Brad Katona last week. We know that he can be a bit of a boring, wet blanket kind of fighter, and to be able to hold your own in the grappling against a guy like that is pretty impressive and speaks volumes about Garrett Armfield's grappling and just his overall IQ, because Brad Katona, in my opinion, a very smart fighter. He's taken on Brady Hiestand of Ultimate Fighter fame. He was, of course, in the finale versus Ricky Tercios, ended up losing that. He's a wrestler, straight up. He's just a wrestler. He's an American-style collegiate wrestler. Think like American-style Marab, right? Marab, but with like the American style of wrestling. He's going to constantly be pushing for takedowns, constantly looking for some cage work. He's going to shoot a lot. The guy keeps a good pace, and really that's all there is to Brady Hiestand. He's tough, and he has a good motor. On the feet, we don't really know too much. Like he's not that great. And I just feel like, again, I've said this so many times about that particular season of The Ultimate Fighter. We don't know much about any of those guys yet. I feel like the only one we've gotten like a good understanding of so far has been Brian Battle. Shout out Pooh Bear. But again, I just don't know about Brady Hiestand, man. I think it turns out to be a dogfight, a sloppy, fun fight. Brady Hiestand's tough. He could take an ass whooping, but I'm pretty damn confident in Garrett Armfield in this one. I think he gets the decision win.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I think you mentioned Marab. I think that was a very good comparison. Hiestand, going to threaten the takedowns constantly. But man, Garrett Armfield, he puts up a good fight. He absolutely is a battler. We've seen him in some pretty war-like UFC fights already, let's say. To me, Hiestand, his stand-up is atrocious. It's really nothing at all. I mean, it's not good. His chin isn't great. We've seen him dropped in, I think, every one of his UFC fights. So for me, this is a very straightforward one. I think it's a good matchup for Garrett Armfield. I think he can hold his own on the ground, but I think he's going to outclass him on the feet. I don't think Garrett Armfield is like some, crazy A-level striker, S-tier striker, or anything like that. But, yeah, I expect him to land a lot more shots with the hands, use his boxing, and just in general be able to kind of expect the takedown, right? When you're that one-dimensional, people know to expect the takedown, and it's not like he's like Islam, right, or somebody like that, where even if you expect it, there's nothing you can do about it for the most part. So I agree with you on the decision. I feel very comfortable in this one. Minus 170, easy. That's easy money. I think the odds could be wider than that, personally.
Is that a parlay piece? A little foreshadowing for tomorrow's video?
That is absolutely a parlay piece. I mean, what do you think? Unless the odds go, I mean, I feel like they might even swing the other way, man. Like, do you have any live odds on that?
I mean, this is as of 20 minutes ago, so it's about as live as it gets, brother.
I really like that. There's a couple interesting ones out there that I like, including the main event. So
we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Moving on. Next fight, we have got Nate Maness. He is taking on Jimmy the Brick Flick. This one is pretty straightforward, man. We know what Jimmy Flick is at this point. He is tough as shit, but he's very one-dimensional. He wants to get you down. He wants to get you in a submission. That's pretty much all he's got, to be honest with you. Minus 400 for Nate Maness is kind of fucking insane to me. That is absolutely insane to me. I guess it's when you have a fighter like Jimmy Flick, I guess things like that kind of happen, right? Where he's very one-dimensional. He's either going to get the sub or he's not. So for me, if you're going to bet anything here, I guess it would be Flick by sub. I bet the odds on that are pretty nice. As far as an actual prediction, man, who the fuck knows, right? If it stays standing and if the fight goes the distance, I do believe Nate Maness is going to win this fight. He's obviously the better striker. This is it's like very one-dimensional guy versus pretty one-dimensional guy for me. So, but the odds are absolutely nuts. I guess as an official prediction, I will take Nate Maness by decision. I don't feel comfortable at all about it personally because I do think that Jimmy Flick is pretty live for a submission here. So,
yeah, anytime you got a guy like Jimmy Flick, right, like a submission or bust kind of dude, and you see odds like this, it's very damn tempting to bet him, right? I think of a guy like Paul Craig. You always see him at plus money, and you want to bet the shit out of that sub. You see Derek Lewis sometimes at plus money. You got to bet that KO. I'm not saying he's the level of finishing threat that those guys are, but I don't hate that bet. I definitely might sprinkle something on it. As far as the fight's concerned, I think it is definitely a striker versus grappler kind of thing. But I think the simple ass breakdown here, but I think the analogy or the difference between the two is definitely smaller in the striking than it is in the grappling. Or I'm sorry, it's bigger in the striking than it is in the grappling. My gosh. I think Nate Maness is pretty good on the ground. He's definitely not a slouch there, whereas Jimmy Flick really has nothing to offer on the feet. I think Maness stays safe in this one. Dino keeps his distance, kind of point fights to win this fight. I think the finish is definitely live for either guy. Obviously, Flick by sub, but it would be Maness by KO, TKO, because we've seen Flick get finished in his UFC losses. So I'll stick with decision. I don't hate a finish either way, though.
I respect it.
Yes, sir.
I respect the brother. Next fight of the night, we've got Adam Fugitt. He is taking on Josh Quinlan. What do you think about this one?
I gotta find my notes, man, because they're all over the place. They're all out of order. Adam Fugitt versus Josh Quinlan. Got it. Sorry about that. All right. Josh Bushido Quinlan, man, definitely my boy, a super powerful striker who has the ability to put out anyone with one shot, Dino. He's aggressive as hell. He does not fight like a coward. He is a very, very fun fighter to watch. He's one of those dudes that, I mean, his last fight won't tell you this, but he's one of those dudes that if you got somebody that doesn't watch MMA and you want to get your friends into MMA, always fun to put on a Josh Quinlan fight. Obviously, he was knocked the fuck out by Danny Left-Hand of God Barlow last time out. That was brutal as dog shit. But the fact, in this fight, I'm worried about something else. I don't necessarily think a knockout is very live.
Wait, bro, you know what? I skipped the fight, though, too. Just so
okay.
You know.
We'll just go back to it.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'm not too worried about the knockout threat for Josh Quinlan here in terms of him getting knocked out. But I think his aggressive style opens him up to getting taken down, which is what Adam Fugitt really wants to do. He's more of a grappler than a striker, but he is pretty well-rounded, good wrestling for sure. Does a great job with top control. So that's really his method of victory in this one. Another striker versus grappler. I hate to call Fugitt like strictly a grappler because he's not. But like, damn, it's going to be tough to stay 15 minutes standing with Josh Quinlan for him. I really want to pick Josh Quinlan, Dino. I think he has, the opportunity to win this one. I think he has a really good chance at a knockout. I'm just worried. I'm just worried about that chin being cracked from last time out and maybe him not being as aggressive. And I really think that holds him back if that's the case. So I unfortunately have to pick Adam Fugitt by sub here.
Yeah, listen, I think there's really only two ways that this fight goes. It's either a first-round knockout for Josh Quinlan against somebody like Adam Fugitt, who is very hittable. And we've seen his chin tested. He is tough as hell. But, man, Josh Quinlan, he's the definition of overthrowing at times. He just, overthrows the shit out of punches many times. I don't love that. So I'm a little concerned, man. I could absolutely see him in the first round. I kind of want to see him win it. I like him too. You said he's your boy. I mean, I like him a lot too, but man, he's just not all that good. He needs to have a better game plan. He needs to kind of pace himself a little bit and try to expand on his skill set. Be more of a jab cross kind of guy sometimes. You don't have to absolutely load up on an overhand right or left every single time. So, or overthrow hooks. I mean, that's a way to get clipped even by somebody like Adam Fugitt. So, if Adam Fugitt can survive the first round, and I am going to lean and say that he will, just like you did, I do think that he gets the sub as well. If it goes to decision, I think if anybody gets a knockout, it's obviously Josh Quinlan. If it goes to a decision, I think you're pretty live for Adam Fugitt there. This may be one you might want to look at. Why'd you put the question marks?
Because it was spelled wrong before that, and I don't know if this is the right spelling. So I'm fucking freeballing it here.
Okay, for sure. Respect.
Right.
Yeah, if it goes to decision, definitely Adam Fugitt. Sub also live in the second and third round for sure. This might be one. This is what I was gonna say. You might want to live bet it, right? Maybe Josh Quinlan's beating his ass in the first round, doesn't get the finish. Odds start to swell in the favor of Josh Quinlan, and then you sprinkle a little bit on Adam Fugitt as Josh Quinlan continues to overthrow right hands and just gas himself out.
He's got a look to him, man. Josh Quinlan. I feel like it was unfortunate last time out, but Danny Barlow is such a fucking beast. That I feel like Danny Barlow is going to run through people, but Josh Quinlan, I thought had like a really promising future. I just hate to see a guy like coming up like that get knocked the fuck out badly.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll see though. This is actually not this could be a fun fight though.
Absolutely.
All right, going back now, the fight previous to this one was, and it is Tagir Ulanbekov versus Joshua Van. Man, I fucking hate this matchup. I really, 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 really hate this matchup. Josh Van, I get flyweight. Obviously, there's a ton of talent, so it's hard to like not fight somebody really, really good. But fuck, man, he's like the most exciting flyweight prospect on the roster, and now you're giving him to a guy with the last name OV, first name ending in IR. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna lay on him. He's gonna try to take him down. He doesn't have the most fun fight style. Now, Josh Van is 22 years fucking old, man. So I just don't love the matchup. Josh Van is obviously the better striker. Josh Van is really, really good. He's a really, really good striker. Has shown pretty damn good cardio for somebody who's as jacked as he is. I know they're small guys, but still, it's still impressive. We haven't seen him tested against somebody like this, man. Tagir Ulanbekov, he fights true to his name, right? He wants to take you down. He wants to hold you there. He's going to do some damage there. It's just not a great matchup, man. When you have a striker and it's somebody who's only 22 years old, what happens, right? You become you're fighting a guy who's 10 years older than you, who's got a lot more experience in terms of grappling and things like this. This is your first matchup against a grappler, and it's somebody who's really, really high level too. And what happens? You put in maybe not your best performance, right? You might be a little bit more hesitant to throw, or maybe at least after the first takedown, you might be hesitant to throw. My point is, Josh Van, it's been tough to get him down, right? He's very athletic. He's powerful. I just think that the wrestling acumen of Tagir Ulanbekov is just too good, man. I think at some point we do see him get it to the ground, land some shots in the ground. I think he's going to make it a boring fight, and I think Josh Van is going to be a little bit more apprehensive than he has been in his previous fights. And even though he's shown a lot of toughness, man, I really, really want him to win. I want to pick him. He's my boy. I know he's your boy too, but I got to go with Tagir Ulanbekov in a boring fight that Josh Van, once it's on the feet, he lands good shots. He's making it fun. But once we're in Tagir's realm, I think it ends up being boring, and I think he outpoints Josh Van to a decision.
Yeah, I mean, I got to agree with you, like basically word for word, right? 1,000% with everything you said. I mean, obviously, Josh Van is the fun, new, shiny toy. He's an our boy. He looks like a fun-ass prospect. Flyweight is in need of a new prospect. It's in need of some new blood. And then, yeah, they just give him Tagir Ulanbekov, man. And this is a fight that was booked on a bit of a short notice, right? Tagir Ulanbekov originally slated to fight on this card against Alex Perez. That fight broke apart because Alex Perez was asked to fill in for the main event. Yeah, look, obviously I would love to pick Josh Van. He's an our boy. I think he has a bright future in this promotion and in the division as well. But it's a fucking nightmare matchup. You're fighting Tagir Ulanbekov, a Dagestani guy with, like you said, the name ends in an OV. You look at him, you look at his beard, you look at his fucking face. You know exactly what the guy fights like. And he's, just too damn experienced for him. I think he is going to wet blanket Josh Van, get a very comfortable decision, maybe even a late finish. I also like what you said about Josh Van probably becoming a little more tentative to throw, especially as the fight goes on, right? Maybe early on, he starts a little careful, notices he could maybe stuff a takedown or he could land some shots. Then he gets a little cocky, gets taken down. And then once you get taken down and someone's on top of you for 3 minutes, someone like Ulanbekov's on top of you for 3-4 minutes, it probably makes you tentative as hell to throw in rounds 2 and 3 and becomes easier for Ulanbekov. So, yeah, I think it's a very easy win for Tagir Ulanbekov. Would love to see Josh Van win, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely would love to see him win. And the other thing I was just thinking too is like it's very possible that he's shown decent cardio so far, but he hasn't been wrestle fudged like that.
Yeah, he
So
could guess out. I don't see that as being like out of the realm of possibilities. He definitely could. You could see him gassed by the end of the second round.
yep. All right, next fight of the night, we've got Asu Almabayev. He is taking on Jose Johnson.
Yes, sir. All right, let's start with Asu Almabayev, 2-0 in the UFC. Wins over Ode Osborne and CJ Vergara. That's two pretty impressive wins. 18-2 in his professional record at 30 years old. He's definitely an interesting prospect. Hard to say prospect at 30 years old, but he looks interesting, man. As you might expect, Dino, he is a dominant grappler. He relies heavily on that. He's got really good top control, really good position, really good positioning on the ground. He's always position over submission, but he's got some deadly fucking sub skills as well. He's taken on Jose Johnson, former Fury champion Jose Johnson. Since entering the UFC, Jose Johnson is, what is that? He has one win, and that's over Chad Anheliger, and his loss was against Damon Blackshear. That's the loss that really scares me in this fight for Jose Johnson. You got dominated on the ground by Damon Blackshear. Nothing against him. He's a good fighter. He is a good grappler in his own right, but he's not a grappler the level of Asu Almabayev. So if Damon Blackshear is doing that to you, I only have to assume that Asu Almabayev is going to do that and worse. Last time out, Jose Johnson was put in a twister. You got to assume he wins this fight. So 50-50 on how I think it ends, whether it's a sub or a decision. Since Jose Johnson, and it says Josh Johnson on this thing, that's not his name. But since Jose Johnson was put in a twister last time, Dino, I gotta assume he gets subbed in this one. So give me Almabayev by like second round RNC.
Yeah, I mean, one of the more straightforward fights of the card, to be honest with you. Jose Johnson, he's looked really, really good at times. He's looked not so good at times, right? This is he just doesn't have the skill, right? You got subbed last time by, I mean, what I still think is a less worthy wrestler, grappler, right? So yeah. Asu Almabayev, I mean, he's really goddamn good. I think it's a terrible, terrible matchup for Jose Johnson, and I think he's going to get subbed in the second round.
Boom. So we on the same page.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
Yes, sir. All right, next fight. Sorry, I lost my place.
It's on the screen for you, brother. We got Miles Johns versus Douglas Silva, Andrade. Let's change things up. Dino, what do you think about this fight?
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, you've got two very different fighters, right? Miles Johns has been kind of underrated, man. I haven't been a huge fan of his style, right? He's not really a finisher. He's, I want to say, 5-2 in the UFC, so he's got a really good record. He always kind of finds a way to win, grind one out. He's very well-rounded. You know, he doesn't really have any glaring weaknesses, but he just doesn't have like that, like, you know, like that fucking like murder in him, right? He doesn't really go for any type of finish. And it's interesting because the guy that he's fighting, Douglas Silva de Andrade, is almost the exact opposite to me, right? He's got absolute finishing ability on the feet. He's the more impressive striker, let's say. And he's probably the more likely to get a finish either way. But for me, you know, 38 years old, almost 39 years old at this point, Miles Johns can make a fight dirty and grindy and all this shit. So, man, like on paper, like I easily want to pick Douglas Silva de Andrade in this one. I just, I don't know, man. I feel like Miles Johns kind of finds a way to win. I really do for some reason. He's a slight favorite. I guess I'm kind of leaning that way too. I think he is able to dictate the pace of the fight. Douglas Silva de Andrade starts to gas out a little bit in the middle of the second round, let's say, throwing a lot of, you know, big kind of movements and things like that. And Miles Johns, you know, just kind of doing enough, right? Not anything too exciting, but just doing enough to get the decision win here.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dino. I got Miles Johns by decision as well. And I think it's for the reason you said. I think it's the fact that he can make a fight really goddamn grindy if he needs to. And the fact that Douglas Silva de Andrade is getting on in years. Definitely the more dangerous fighter, you know, prime for prime, more finishing ability, I think, than Miles Johns. But Miles Johns has shown some power in his hands. He's really living the life right now. His brother's a fighter. I saw him cornering him not too long ago. So, yeah, I think Miles Johns is definitely the pick here. I love the -105 on him. Late finish is live. A decision is very live. I'm going to go third round ground and pound. I think he finds a way to get a finish in this one. I'm not 1,000% certain on that, but that's what I like. Dino, also one more thing. Look at the screen. When's the last time that we did one of these right here? One of these bad boys.
Oh my God. Wow.
Let me know. What do they drink?
Miles Johns drinks, bro. He drinks. Hold on. Let me get a good look at him. Let me get a. I want to see his face. Bro. Miles Johns. Man.
What are you thinking?
I feel like he does gin tonics, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, because I feel like he's like he kind of reminds you of, like, man, I don't know, because maybe he's like, I just want to chill, hot.
Hey, okay.
I
can see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say gin and tonic, man. I feel like he's more a social drinker. He might have a little G&T here and there.
Okay, fair. And his opponent?
Hold on, let me get a look at him.
Douglas Silva de Andrade. I know what he drinks.
100%, bro. He drinks cachaça.
Cachaça, maybe that's got to be it, right?
No doubt, dude.
We talking like the cheap stuff or like the pretty good stuff?
Homemade. This motherfucker, look at his face, bro. That motherfucker is stern, bro. He
This
brews his own.
Brewing up batches in like the garage and like the fucking outhouse.
Yeah, and then when you come over, he's like, "You gotta try my cachaça."
It's just like strawberry filled and shit. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? I'm
100%, 100%. You feel me?
I'm about that action. Let's get it.
Yep. All right, next fight of the night, we've got Lucas Almeida. He is taking on Timmy Cuamba. What do you think about this one?
Is this one me?
Oh, is it not?
I think it is. I think we just lost our place. It's fine. I'll take it. Timmy Cuamba. Let's start with Timmy Cuamba. A nasty striker, man. He just flat out really fucking nasty on the feet. Fast, powerful, throws shit from super unorthodox angles, some super unorthodox shots as well. You never know what he's doing on the feet, but it's pretty damn nice and fun to watch. Great footwork. Last time out, Dino, on short notice, he beat Balaji Oki and really put himself on the MMA and UFC map. Super versatile on the feet. He's taking on Lucas Almeida, a tough guy to get a read on for me personally, right? A 33-year-old. He's 1-2 in the UFC. His win was against Mike Trezano in his debut. Obviously, Mike Trezano, I'm not going to say it like last time where I said no longer with us. He's just no longer in the UFC. He's alive and well, and I'm praying for him. Then his next two fights, Dino, a step up in competition, right? He lost both of those fights against Pat Sabatini and Andre Touchy-Feely. So you go from Mike Trezano towards the end of his UFC run there, and then you get immediately pushed up to Sabatini, who's a very aggressive grappler and, kind of like a one style kind of fighter, but he's dominant at that thing. And then Andre Touchy-Feely, who's a fucking dog, and he was finished in both of those fights. So I don't really know what to make of Lucas Almeida. Seems like a crossroads type of fight for me. A guy in Almeida that seems to be on his way out versus Timmy Cuamba, who seems to be a guy on his way up, who I think is going to make a name for himself in this promotion. How far he goes, I don't know yet, but I'm interested to see. So give me Timmy Cuamba by knockout round 2.
Yeah, I'm going the same thing, man. I'm going to take him in the first round to get a knockout, though. I don't think Lucas Almeida is very good. Timmy Cuamba, first of all, has a look, has a crazy style. He's wild, athletic, and explosive, and the knockouts are wild, and he's here. But fuck, man, this guy cannot defend a takedown for the life of him. Like, he is absolutely atrocious takedown defense. As a striker, like, that's the one grappling or wrestling skill that you need to have, I feel like, if you want to get anywhere, right? Because look, Lucas Almeida, he's Brazilian. He's a jiu-jitsu kind of guy, if anything, as far as the grappling and wrestling realm goes. I don't trust him to be able to get many takedowns on Timmy Cuamba, especially when he's absolutely raining down some insane fucking shit on him. So I'm taking him in a late first-round knockout. But, man, Timmy Cuamba, got to get that shit up, man. Got to get the grappling, got to get the wrestling, got to get, more than anything, that takedown defense taken care of. Because if you win another fight by wildly impressive fashion, the UFC might be smart for like one more fight and give you another guy to knock out and give you one more build-up fight. And if you win again in impressive fashion, you're getting somebody who's probably going to take you down and fuck you up.
Yeah, you're facing a killer at that point.
Right. And chances are they're going to know how to wrestle. and be able to take your ass down. So to me, the fight is very straightforward in that regard. But yeah, I'm gonna take him by knockout. But yeah, get that shit up.
The audacity of telling a 25-year-old to get it up. You feel me? Like when I was 25, it was up, brother. It was up.
I mean, on God, bro.
All right, you feel me?
On God, though.
Come on now.
All right. We've got our co-main event. It's Ikram Aliserov taking on Antonio Trocoli. What the fuck is this fight?
It's a short notice fight, man. You know?
I mean, I get it, but then like what is this fight, bro?
Yeah. No, that's it. That's the fucking breakdown.
Yeah.
What are we doing, right?
Yeah, Ikram Aliserov can win this fight any which way he wants to. He can win it on the feet. He can certainly win it on the ground. Both these guys are finishers on paper,
Yeah.
What the fuck is there to say? We haven't seen Ikram Aliserov struggle against anybody. His one loss is to Hamzat. He hasn't fought like wildly great competition. I want to see him be a little bit more active, but this is it's a fucking stupid fight, man. It was supposed to be Andre Muniz.
Yep.
And then it was supposed to be Fluffy, like in way back, and then it was supposed to be Andre Muniz for this card. I would have much rather seen that. I think he would have beaten Andre Muniz too, personally. I guess this is a good opportunity.
Probably Fluffy. And probably Fluffy Hernandez too.
Probably, but man, that's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's a good fight. But yeah, Ikram Aliserov by whichever fucking way he wants.
Feel you. Look, I'm going to tell you this, okay? Trocoli is winning. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay?
What?
He's winning. But he's winning in life because the homeboy gets to go cuddle next to fucking Mackenzie Dern every night.
Oh, is that her husband?
That's her Mizan. And that is something that Ikram Aliserov could never fucking do.
Never do, bro.
Never do. So Trocoli, win, loss, draw, no contest, eye poke, nut shot. Homeboy gets to go and see what the jiggle's like. You feel me? Feel the ROJ, the rate of jiggle. But obviously, being with fucking Mackenzie Dern, he's a grappler, jiu-jitsu guy specifically. That's his finishing ability. He's got nasty jiu-jitsu. He has been signed by the UFC now for 7 months, I think, 7 or 8 months. He's had like 2 fights fall off. This fucking fight with Ikram Aliserov came on short notice, as you mentioned, with all the crazy shit that went on with opponents falling out of this fight. Yes, obviously Ikram Aliserov is going to win this fight. He's going to win it, like you said, in any way he wants to. Taking on a ranked killer in Ikram Aliserov. I don't know if he's ranked, but if he's not ranked, he will soon be ranked. And if he's going to be a top 10, top 5 type of guy in this division for a while. Tough way to make your UFC debut. The only chance that Trocoli has is getting dropped or getting taken down and then finding a sub, just latching up a limb or something like that.
That's not going to happen, bro.
I'm just saying, right? It's a Hail Mary sub is his only shot. Yeah. Ikram Aliserov by however he wants to do it. Probably a KO round 1.
All right. We're at the main event of the evening. It is, of course, Alex Perez versus Tatsuro Taira. What do you think here, Dino Bam Bam?
I think, brother. I definitely think. Let's start with Alex Perez, the well-rounded fighter, Dino, who finally last time out got that win that he's been fucking searching for years now. It's been a little bit of a joke in the MMA community, right? Alex Perez's last win before that was before getting a title shot. So he got a title shot versus Davison Figueiredo and hasn't won since losing that fight. Last time out, brutally knocked out Mateus Nicolau in April, and he's back in the octagon in June, less than 2 months later. So, what is there to say about Alex Perez? I think we all have an understanding of who he is. He's a very well-rounded, sound veteran. He's got a good stand-up game. He's got some good grappling. He's been subbed a few times, but I don't think that that takes anything away from him. It's been against the best guys on the planet. It's been against former champions, current champions, things like that. Anyways, again, this fight was originally supposed to be Alex Perez versus Tagir Ulanbekov. I think that's a very interesting matchup, but he's getting Tatsuro Taira. I think the reason Tatsuro Taira was pushed into the main event was for the reason that we laid out at the beginning of the show, the signing of Kai Asakara. So it does make a ton of sense. You sign the guy, you put a card on this Saturday. with a young, undefeated Japanese prospect. The kid is fun and marketable as hell, for sure marketable in that market. But yeah, Tatsuro Taira, 14-0 in his career, 5-0 in the UFC. We got to see him live at UFC 290 and probably his toughest test to date against Edgar Shirez. He struggled in that one. I use the term struggled, but he did struggle. He went the distance and won himself a decision. Flyweight has been dying for some new blood, Dino. Taira just might be that brand new blood, a nasty grappler with some serious-ass submission skills, similar to a guy that we saw last week in Raul Rosas, right? His grappling for Tatsuro Taira is very, very beyond his years. Like, the guy just looks like he's more refined than a guy his age should be. The striking, not up to par, as you would assume with such a, being such a young guy who's a grappler, but it has been improving. So I'll say this, just like we saw last week with India being kind of the new market that UFC is pushing, I think they're starting to make that push into Japan. And similar to how Pooja won her fight last week, I expect that if this goes the distance, Tatsuro Taira will win. But will this fight go 5 rounds is the question. It's not going to be easy against a guy like Alex Perez, a veteran who, again, has fought Figueiredo, Pantoja, Joe Benavidez, Muhammad Makayev, and just, some of the best guys in the division. But, Dino, in that Makayev matchup, he showed us a lot, Alex Perez. He showed us the ability to survive against a really, really top-level, dangerous grappler. So that's something to make note of here. I don't really know what to make of this one, and I can see the fight playing out in a bunch of ways. You obviously got Taira by sub. That's live as hell. I think you got Taira by decision. That one's pretty obvious. If it goes 5 rounds, he wins this fight. But I can also see Alex Perez getting a KO, TKO, right? We've never been to deep waters with Tatsuro Taira. We saw him look gassed in the third at UFC 290. What happens if we go to rounds 4 and 5? Anyways, I've been rambling. All that being said, it is damn near a coin flip, but I'm going fucking Alex Perez, man. I just feel like holding your own against Muhammad Makayev, who is more dangerous and a better grappler than Tatsuro Taira, in my opinion, at this stage of the game. I think that means a lot, man. And there's question marks on the Taira side when we get to round 3 and 4 and all that shit. So I like Alex Perez by late finish, late TKO, 4 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Taira has never been in a 5-round fight like this, man. And like you said, Alex Perez has fought the best of the best. Alex Perez has one weakness. It is the submission game. So a Taira sub early is very live here. But, man, I've seen some holes in his game in Taira that is I don't think he's that fucking tough. Like, I just don't think he's got that much toughness, to be honest with you, man. I really don't. I think this is a value pick of the card, Alex Perez. I'm taking Alex Perez too. I don't know if he's going to get the finish. I could see a finish for sure. I'm kind of leaning decision. But if this fight makes it past the 3rd round, I think Alex Perez is guaranteed to win this fight personally. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see the toughness in Taira. Sure, he's always live for a sub. He's not as good of a wrestler. He's a good wrestler, but he's not as good of a wrestler as Makayev. He's not gonna sit there and push the pace like that. He's not gonna take you down 100 times and keep doing it and hold him. I don't see Tatsuro Taira having the physical strength to hold down Alex Perez for that long, to be quite honest with you. So on the feet, I think it's pretty close. I think Perez is just a little bit more savvy, man, and he's got a little bit more killer in him. I just really do. So I agree with you. I'm going to take Alex Perez on this one too, man. I'm not completely sold on which way it's going to go. This might be another one you might want to live bet in the later rounds.
Here's my thought process, Dino. And I'm surprised that you took Alex Perez, but I'm happy that you did. My thought process here is, and we did put out, I put out that video earlier this week about Jason Herzog, right? If you guys haven't checked that out, go fucking check it out. Where, in my opinion, I threw out my opinion, and I know me and you have had hundreds of these conversations over the year in the backyard, and one of those like late night backyard, sit at that metal table and shit. Like, we've had these conversations. The UFC is going to rig things the way they want them to go, man. Obviously not all the time. It's fighting. Shit can happen, right? You want a guy to win. It's best for your promotion. He gets touched on the chin. He goes to sleep. But I just don't see the benefit for the UFC and Alex Perez winning this fight.
No, it's a weird matchup to make, to be honest with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Aside from getting, this guy in a main event, but it's weird. Yeah. So
I think obviously they want Tatsuro Taira to win. So I can't imagine, unless a decision is super damn lopsided, that they give it to Alex Perez, man. We know there's going to be high viewership this week from Japan which Japan is, I mean, they obviously know what the UFC is. They have it, they watch it, but it's a market that's dominated by Ryzen. And now a huge superstar in Ryzen, a version of their Conor McGregor, right? He's like a Jake Paul kind of guy. Like he's huge on social media. A guy like that comes over to the UFC. He brings millions of eyeballs with him, Dino. So I think for them to succeed in that market, they really want Taira to win. That's why I don't see decision. I think if it goes decision, Taira wins 98 out of 100 times in this particular instance. So that's why I think Perez's only shot is a knockout. Taira definitely more ways to win this fight for me, but you know, it is what it is.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That's all, man. That's all we got for you. It was still a little bit longer than we wanted it to be, but thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, guys. He's DS. I'm Dino Bam Bam. We are the 10-7 MMA. If you guys enjoyed, do us a favor. Hit that little subscribe button. Hit that little thumbs up. Ring the fucking bell. Go to Instagram and TikTok and all that. The 10-7 MMA. Follow us there. We got pictures with us and fighters and shit like that. Next week, Dino, we got a themed card. We hate themed cards, but it's a pretty damn good themed card. We get your boy, Robert the Reaper Whitaker, Bobby Knuckles, taking on Boars, Hamzat Chimaev in Saudi Arabia.
Bobby Knuckles by decision. Just
hey, man, y'all heard it here first. As you know, it's not official till it's official. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.